What's going on, guys? Hey, it's Anthony here at the Breakout Daily. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Today, running a little bit of a different setup, so hopefully this fares out well. Looks like the camera might be moving around a little bit. I don't know. Today, we're going to be talking about collecting. We're going to go through a couple of different boxes that I use for my collection. We're going to dive into the cover price, top 10 movers for the last week, and much more, so stay tuned. All right, guys, so thank you so much for tuning into the Breakout Daily. As always, before I dive into today's subjects, make sure and hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the bell if you want to be notified. We have a lot of really cool plans and some changes that are coming to the Breakout Daily in 2022. We also have our links to our social media where you'll get to see a lot of different posts, whether it's comic book related, what we're up to, and so much more. So you're going to want to check out the links to that as well. Today, guys, I recently got in a couple of different comic boxes, and I wanted to share these with you because I feel like they may be something of interest to the community. Obviously, we run something like this guy right here. This is the BCW Short Box Standard. You guys should be highly familiar with either the short box or long box version. This is the stuff that everybody carries at almost all comic shops, right? I have a closet full of these, but I also have some of the BCW comic bins that are the polys. Now, this is unopened. I ended up getting two of these guys. These are great. The reason I got these are for a couple of reasons. One, I like the design on them. I like the labeling system on them that you can see here. I feel like this is a great alternative if you want something for maybe your higher end books or what have you. Also, at times, these were almost competitive with these. Now, the prices on these guys should be wildly more expensive than your standard boxes if you can get them. Now, the reason I like these is the top latches, and you can lock them. They're easy to stack on each other. You don't get weird damage. I don't know if you guys can see this. Like, some of my boxes are damaged because they're older. And I feel like long-term, I'm gonna get a heck of a lot more life out of them. Now, they are more expensive. The prices on these have gone up dramatically over the last year and a half, but I do still like these. Will I go to these 100%? Probably not. These are predominantly for my more expensive books. It's easier for me to track them that way, and then sort them and organize them. Now, those were the two main books within the two main boxes within my collection. I do not do long boxes. I don't have the storage for it. Most of this stuff is located in closets, and then I'm going to change that up come summertime when I can do some other organization and other cleanups. We'll get to that later. Now, while I was trying to get these boxes, for some reason, BCW didn't have them. They wanted to sell me like a 10 pack. I didn't want 10. I only needed a couple. I did buy a couple from my local LCS, which is Comics of Alaska. They were waiting on a shipment, so I got what I could get from them. And then I was at a point to where some of these boxes do sit out because I do this show. Some of these boxes are also within the preview of when I'm doing VC stuff for my job. Now, there is an alternative to the BCW standard cardboard boxes. There's an alternative to the poly or plastic bins as well. And this is one of those alternatives. This is the Leffis comic book storage bin. So this has got fabric on the exterior. It comes in folded. You just unfold it. This is just like something you would see at Home Depot or Lowe's, where you could put magazines, or maybe you stack it nicely on a shelf. Now, a couple of quick features with this. They do say, and I'll link this down below, that it holds 150 comics, heavy duty bin container. I bought this in a 2-pack. You've got handles on the sides. Now, this isn't the most sturdy. It does kind of flex a little bit. It does have this Velcroed top. Regular comic books, it fits the stack nicely. Now, the only catch that I've seen so far is when you're putting in top-loaded comics, it's a little bit tighter, a little bit snugger, and almost makes the, it doesn't quite, but it almost makes the bin bulge. However, now that this is in my background, or maybe you're putting it in your living room, this to me looks nicer if you want a presentation thing, or if you have it in a public area to where you don't necessarily want to have a poly bin or need or want to pay for a poly bin, or you don't want to have something like this sitting in your living room. You want it maybe a little bit more discreet or a little bit more nice looking. This guy, let me see what the cost was on this. And again, I'll put a link to all of these products down below. So I got, I think two of these for about 38 bucks. Now, 38 bucks right now is at or below the cost of one poly. And then depending on where you get yours, you can get, I don't know how many boxes. You can get a lot of these guys, but it depends, in my opinion, on where you want to put your boxes. Now, if this guy right here was just going to sit in my closet, I definitely wouldn't have done this route. But because I VC for work and I'm constantly showing, I felt like this is just a nicer option. It's out in the open. I've got it actually under my desk here. People are in and out. I also don't want people to know that I have a box of comic books sitting out. And I feel like this also does that well. It kind of disguises it. You can't really tell it's a comic book bin. Maybe it's something else. It doesn't advertise it. When I see one of these boxes, as most of you, when you see this, you know it's a comic box 100%, or you should, if you're familiar with comic boxes, of course. So let me move this stuff down. We'll dive into something else. Again, I'll put links to all of this stuff down below, guys. If it interests you, I found it to be interesting. I think this is a nice design. Is it super sturdy? I don't know. Feels a little flimsy to me, but it looks nice. It's aesthetically pleasing, probably the nicest looking bin out of all of them. The handles work. I was hesitant when I first picked up the bin full of comics, thinking that I might lose the bottom of it or the handle will rip off. It's held up so far. So yeah, I think it's a pretty decent buy for the 37 bucks for two. Obviously, ideally it would be cheaper, but it's not. It's still cheaper than the poly, more expensive than your standard cardboard. But I got two for 38 bucks, so it's hard to beat. You can also, of course, put other things in these and then run a full set if you'd like. There is a little card insert on the side if you would like to label it, but it is located on the side, which doesn't work well for me because I generally stack my boxes long way in, not wide. So those are three products that I currently use and thought it would be kind of nice to share with you guys. Now let's jump over to cover price real quick here, and we'll talk about some of the movers this week. I was kind of taken back a little bit on surprise on what we have here. As you know, every week there's something new. There always is. Let's do this. And hopefully this setup, I've got a mic configured different. I got lighting configured different. So hopefully this setup works well for us today. And I can continue to use this into the future. We will see. All right, so we're going to jump on a cover price. I use cover price all the time. That's where I catalog a lot of my books. I also like to read a lot of their articles. They have several great things on here. This is not a paid advertisement of any kind. However, they have their weekly top 10s. They've got the weekly movers, highest unit sales. They got the daily shakers, highest price sales, new releases, and then they also have additional resources. You can dive into any of these categories. But today I wanted to run real quickly through the Monday weekly top 10. We've got the timeless #1 cover right here with the Miss Minutes on the cover, the Humberto Ramos cover. This thing is selling right now. The raw book's running for about $40.49. Now there is several covers, as you can hopefully see here, that are available on this book as well. So that is #1. We've got Strange Academy. I believe this is the first appearance of Gaslamp. Yep. Strange Academy issue number 14. First full appearance of Gaslamp with two covers as well. This book's running right around in that $15 range. we've got Miracle Man. A lot of conversations are being had about this character in this comic book, whether or not this is an IP that is going to be picked up and ran with. We'll have to see, but nonetheless, this is from August 1st, 1985, and this is an Eclipse comic. You've got a couple of different versions. You have the main standard, which is going between about $30-$50. And then you have the gold edition signed by Alan Moore on the first page, limited to 400 copies. I've never seen nor heard that there was that edition, which is cool. Tales of the Jedi. Let's see what we've got going on here. Issue number 1. You have 2 variants on this one as well. You've got the standard cover. This is from October 1st, 1993. This is a Dark Horse comic. Raw comic book sales look like they're between $20 and $30. Then you have the gold foil special edition limited to 7,500 books. Next, we have Hulk 156, first appearance of Krylar. This came out for Marvel in October 1st, 1972. There is, oh, that's cool. So there's 2 versions. You've got your standard book, and then you have the National Diamond Sales insert, which is cool. That appears to be some type of rare book in itself. We have Spider-Man 2099, guys. We know what's going on with that. We have the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, whatever they're calling it, the animated show with Miles Morales, Spider-Gwen, coming out later in 2022. We saw Spider-Man 2099, which is voiced by Oscar Isaac, Moon Knight. So they're reusing these characters, which is cool. I think that's pretty cool. So obviously this is the first solo Spider-Man 2099 series that came out for Marvel, November 1st, 1992. Raw copies of this book are going for about $25 solid. You've got several variants. You have the Australian price, you have the newsstand, and then you have the Toy Biz second print. All of them have a little bit of different stuff going on, so make sure check your copies, do your research before you buy them because you may overpay. At this time, this was during the newsstand and direct edition transition. The newsstand edition is worth more. Okay, let's keep going. This book has been on and off the hot list for a long time, guys. We're talking Ghost Rider, Rise of the Midnight Suns, issue 28, which debuted August 1st, 1992. From the boys at Marvel. First cameo appearance of the Midnight Suns. Still a lot of speculation on Ghost Rider and on the Midnight Suns. Yet we haven't seen anything yet other than the Marvel game that came out that had Ghost Rider. So again, we'll see what happens. There's a lot of stuff where is Nick Cage possibly coming back? The dude from Walking Dead, is he going to be on there? Is Keanu Reeves? A lot of speculation around the casting and potential, but nonetheless, we don't have any concrete news as of yet. So again, this is issue 28. There are 3 versions. You got the basic direct cover, you've got the Australian 380 price, and you have a newsstand coming in at about $43. The standard edition's $22, as you can see here. Number 8 on the list, and I think I may have this book, New Avengers number 7, first appearance of the Illuminati. This debuted July 1st, 2005 from the boys at Marvel, and there are 3 different, oh, that's cool. I've never even seen that. That's awesome. There's 3 different covers for this. Obviously, you have your direct edition. Those books are going around $30, it looks like. And then you have the Neil Adams limited edition Starling Stories, which that is cool. And then you have a newsstand. In this case, 2005, if you're getting newsstands, man, you're on top of it because those books are always going to be more expensive if the collectability is there with it. Looks like the Neil Adams limited edition is on par with the A cover, coming in right around $29 to $30, guys. This is a book I've seen a lot at auctions lately, and that is Amazing Spider-Man issue 365, the hollow cover. August 1st, 1992, dropped by the guys at Marvel. First appearance of Spider-Man 2099, of course. That was the preview. That's your first appearance. These are going for $27 to $35, as we can see here. We have 3 versions. We got the Australian price of $5.95. You've got a newsstand coming in at $32.70, so not much higher than the A cover. And that's what we got there. I think we've got, one more book. We do Sleepwalker. I've seen Sleepwalker showing up all over everywhere, and people are asking for this book. First appearance of Sleepwalker debuted June 10th, 1991. So this character isn't that old. Nonetheless, it's one that is being speculated on to come to the MCU. Just like a lot of others, though. This book is selling between, we'll say, 15 and 20 bucks. There's two versions of it. You've got a newsstand and a standard. The newsstand is going for significantly higher, at least at this time, coming in at about 52 bucks. Guys, that is the Monday Weekly Top 10. I believe it's going to be from last week. This week, stuff that you guys can look at. If you guys like this, this is something I wanted to try a little different. I want to show you guys some different bins, talk to you about the weekly top 10. If you like this, please drop a thumbs, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment down below. I'd be interested to hear what you guys have to say. That's what we got for you guys today here at the Breakout Daily. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, hit the subscribe button. Check us out on IG, TikTok, and everywhere else. We do have a Facebook page we're starting to get into as well. We appreciate everybody that's supporting the Breakout Daily. We got a ton of really cool things coming out in 2022. You're not going to want to miss it. We'll catch up with you in the next video.